Hello and welcome to lesson number 9. This is 12-bar blues in A. I'm teaching you the 12-bar blues in A because it is one of the simplest chord progressions that you can play that can also lead to incredibly complex and interesting guitar playing, both rhythmically and lead-wise. But we're starting here because it's simple, and in the key of A, it's the simplest chord progression that you can get and actually have to switch strings. So it also lets us use everything that you've learned so far, which is the A5 power chord, the D5 power chord, and the E5 power chord. You're welcome to play these in other positions. In the book, what you are seeing is the A5, E5, and D5 power chords. The progression itself has 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, back to 2 bars of A, and then a sequence that goes from E to D to A to E. You'll find simpler versions and more complex versions in a lot of different songs in a lot of different places. We're just going to get you moving with the basics. So, the basics, you know these if you've been working with me up to this point. So, A5 is just this open A string, and then your first finger is on the D string at the 2nd fret. I'm going to hit those 2 notes, and you'll note that I'm using this first finger here to mute these bottom strings, the ones below where my first finger is pushing on the note. I'll do that same sort of thing with the D. It'll mute those 2, but I'll also use the right hand to mute the E and the A strings as much as I can. So I'm really just getting those guys ringing, and the top ones don't ring. And then the last chord, of course, is the E. And then you'll notice with this one, first finger goes on that 2nd fret. You can hear those first 2 notes, but the ones below it, I try to mute them so they don't ring. And I do that mostly by bumping this first finger into them. Not pushing down, just sort of bumping them, sloppy like, up against them. Now, the chord progression itself has you doing the A, a total of 16 hits, but it's 4 bars with 4 hits each. So we'll do, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2nd bar, 2, 3, 4. 3rd bar, 2, 3, 4. 4th bar, 2, 3, 4. Then you switch down, so you drop that finger. All you got to do is drop the finger down 1 string, and you're now hitting the D string, that's the 4th string, and the G string. First finger's pressing 2nd fret on the G string, and you're hitting those 2 middle strings for 2 bars. Then you jump back up to the A string, sorry, A open string, but the first finger is on that D string, and you do 2 bars there. First finger is going to jump up to the 5th string, so you're going to hit the open E and the 5th string at that 2nd fret. You just do 1 bar here. Then I jump, but at the same time that I'm muting with my right hand, I also jump that first finger down to the G string at that 2nd fret, so I can do the D chord, D5 chord. 2, 3, 4, back up to A, so you just jump up 1 string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you jump up 1 more string to E. So here's what this sounds like when you play it smooth and at a reasonable tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Then to the E. 2 to the D, A, and E. That just repeats. Okay, so as a demonstration, you can also go faster and do a little more muting if you want. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then to the D. I'm muting with my right hand, just so you know. If you add the rhythms that we were learning in lesson 7 with the various fingers, like, we can get more interesting. I'm going to do just a mix-up of it. Here we go. The difference being, of course, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, because I'm adding in more rhythmic motion. So 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now I'm just kind of mixing it up with whatever comes to mind here. Okay, so that's your basic 12-bar blues using A5, D5, and E5 chords. Over the top of this, you can play the A minor pentatonic and various other lead scales, but we'll start with that one. And it can get way more complex than that, and you can play a bunch of different songs in a blues, which is actually lesson number 10. So go take a look at lesson number 10 and see what some of those songs look like, and then try to play along simply. What they play is a little more complex, but the chord progression is exactly the same. All right, see you at the next lesson.